Hello friends, Tanya here with a video for Trinity Stamps, and it is Sneak Week. There is a big release next week. Today I'm going to play with some boxes and tags. This is the Holiday Tag Stamps and the Holiday Tag Helper dies. And I'm taking some of the Slimline printed pattern paper from Trinity Stamps, and this is the Slimline size, and I trimmed it down to about 4 3/4 inch high and 4 inches wide. I die cut 2 layers of the tag with that pretty little scalloped layer, or excuse me, edge on the bottom. And now I am taking the stamp that says Merry Christmas from the Holiday Tag Stamps stamp set. There are lots of different elements in this stamp set that work perfectly with different tags. There is going to be more of the tag elements coming in later sneak peeks. But you can use these stamps and these dies together or separately. There are elements, lots of different ways to say to and from. I should say lots of different fonts and alignments for to and from, and some other fun elements for tags. I'm going to use the Modern Embossed Circle Stack to die cut this Merry Christmas to put on our tag. I had heat embossed it in gold embossing powder on white cardstock over this candy cane paper. The back of the candy cane paper is a red and white chevron stripe. I didn't think that would work very good for the to and from, which is why I'm doing a layered tag. I do love a good layered tag though. It's so fun to have all the beautiful decorative elements and then a place that is wide open for doing your to and from. That way it doesn't distract from the decorative part, and it clearly says who the gift is for. I am stamping it with Distress Oxide inks in Festive Berries on this white cardstock. It isn't a very heavyweight cardstock. It's just an 80-pound white cardstock. I have this red and white baker's twine that's actually pretty thick from my stash. I can't even tell you where I got it. It's a great big roll and it will last me forever. I'm going to loop that through the hole that is die cut with the die. This die she's thought of everything with this die. I'm also going to use a little bit of coaster blank to add some dimension behind this sentiment, and we'll just adhere that to the front of this tag. These tags, when you use pattern paper, come together very quickly and they look amazing. This will look super cute on a red, a white, a blue, all kinds of different packaging. It would even look cute on a craft themed cardstock. Now I'm going to take this 6x9 stripes stencil. This is not new. It's been in the Trinity shop for a while. And I'm using some Candy Apple Red Distress inks. This isn't the Distress Oxide, it's the Distress inks. I wanted the very vibrant red for this. I want a nice diagonal holiday stripe to coordinate with the candy canes in that paper. And I did decide to go ahead and get my sponge tool here because it just goes so much faster. This little sponge can hold a lot more ink, and it works a lot better when you're trying to apply a heavy application of the ink. And this is a 7x7-inch piece of cardstock, again an 80-pound, because you don't want to use a very heavy weight for the pillow box die. That is what we're going to create with this. So I'm going to clean off my stencil and remove that, and then we will take out the die and create our pillow box. This is from the pillow gift box die set. I believe that's what it actually is called. I'm going to secure the die, which is a little too big for one pass with with a Big Shot or a Platinum 6. I happen to have a full-size Platinum, so I'm able to run that through in one pass. We're going to go through and score or crease all of these score lines very well before we assemble the box. I am going to try and crease the curved sections that fold in. You'll notice a notch on each end for part of the flaps. That's the innermost flap. So you can get your finger in there and open it the rest of the way to get to whatever goodie you happen to put in these boxes. These boxes are going to be amazing for giving gift cards or little treats or any kind of small little trinket in a stocking stuffer under the tree. You could actually tuck this right in the tree. It's great for giving little gifts to your mailman or your hairdresser or any number of people that we like to give gifts to during the holiday season. Teachers, bus drivers, all of those things. Now to add the sentiment to this one, we're going to use a red cardstock and heat emboss this with white embossing powder this time. I think that would be a much bolder appearance. I didn't put that far enough over on my red cardstock, so it's not going to be completely centered when I die cut it with the circle die, but I'll live with it. It'll be okay. Now you could make even more of these boxes really quickly if you used some pattern paper. I happen to have a giant stash of pattern paper that I will be using this pillow box for. The lighter weight paper works even better than the 80-pound cardstock because it takes those curved creases better. We're going to die cut that quick, and with the modern embossed circle stack, you get a lovely embossed edge with a double embossing. It's really pretty. I'm also going to put a little coaster blank behind this for a little more dimension. This isn't going to lay flat very well anyway, so it's kind of nice to put it just in the middle so it stands up off the box once it is fully assembled. We're going to adhere that centered on the front of this pillow box, and I like to put it on the side that has the fully rounded tabs because those are the last tabs that are going to be folded. So you'll get a nice smooth edge on that side of the box. I'm going to adhere that with liquid glue because liquid glue is the strongest. I do really love that this is all one piece of cardstock. Now I'm taking these fireball embellishments. These are brand new. They're already in the shop. They are adorable. They come in a bunch of different colors. They have a beautiful shimmeriness to them, but they're kind of see-through-y, shiny. You gotta look at them. They're so cute. Plus, there's two super tiny sizes. There are 5 different sizes in this container, and I really enjoy the tiny sizes. So I'm going to add these to spruce up the front of this gift box. Those kinds of embellishments always add a lot of pizzazz to your projects, and since there are oodles of them in your little box, you may as well use the heck out of them. I'm going to add them to the tag also, and again, I really think it adds a lot. It creates a lot of impact on your projects, and it makes them look so special, which is why we buy them. We want to put all the pretty things on. We may as well use them, not just look at them. Look at that. Love that. It's kind of Dewdrop-like, and I think there's one that's actually called Morning Dew. So here we are, folding those flaps in, putting the notched flap in first, and then closing the second one. Now, I decided to take this one step further. I did use the same striped stencil to create this one and spritzed it with some distressed mica spray stains. And I'm going to create a little shaker window in this one. I've got some clear acetate from some packaging, and I'm going to trim it out so it will fit behind this heart. And this is double layer, so I'm cutting 2 layers at once here, and then we are going to seal 3 sides with some score tape. This is 1/8 inch score tape. You can use whatever double-sided adhesive you have. This isn't an area that's going to get a lot of stress, but you do want to be careful so you don't get the adhesive over where the heart window is. Now do be sure to go on all of the sides because you don't want to try to have to put the tape in there later. I'm going to take some glass slipper sequins, and I'm going to use my Trinity tray to get them inside the pocket after I've sealed up so that there are 3 sides sealed. I tried to do this with just my fingers dropping some in there, and I'm telling you, the Trinity tray makes this so much easier. Now I still have to peel the the backing tape off of the 4th side. I'm going to seal that up quick, and there we have our little shaker pocket. We're going to again take the 1/8 inch score tape, and I started to put it on the box, but it's really a much better idea to put it on your package, on your shaker package, because that way you won't get adhesive where you don't want it, because whatever adhesive you have on the inside sticking out will stick to your package. And you don't want your box to get sealed shut from the inside. So now we will finish the assembly of this particular box. Again, I'm going to use liquid glue. It really does provide the strongest bond. However, you could use score tape, redline tape, whatever it is you like to use also. Now that I've allowed this to dry thoroughly, I'm going to close that up so you can see what the shaker window looks like. You might want to put a little white paper behind that before you put a package or a gift in it, but you wouldn't have to. Now I did make a coordinating tag for this one also. I'm spritzing it with 2 different colors of Distress Mica Spray Stain. And I have to be honest, this did not turn out as well as I would have liked. There wasn't enough contrast between the heart and the background. I did try adding some more of the Festive Berries Distress Oxide ink to it. That did help a little. I think it would have been better if I had taken a plain red tag to do the background and then heat emboss the sentiments with white. That would have been much more dramatic. I'm going to take the little tiny heart from the holiday tag stamps, and I'm going to use some aged mahogany Distress Oxide to add that to the top of the tag. And I'm going to do a couple layers, but that ink pad was nice and juicy, and I could have got away with just one. Sometimes it's just nice to get that extra vibrancy from the oxides with a couple layers of inking. Now I'm going to add the A Gift for You sentiment. This looks less Christmas and more Valentine's, but that's okay. I mean, we want to stretch our supplies as far as we can. This could be a fun Christmas tag too, but the heart kind of brings it to the next holiday. I am again going to use the Distress Oxides to stamp this sentiment, and then there's going to be one more line on this one. We're going to add a fine detail sentiment that says to and from on the very bottom. It fits right below the A Gift for You. You're going to have to be able to write small to write a name in there, but I know some of you can. I'm not one of them, but there are some people who can write very small and very legible. This takes ink and transfers ink beautifully. Not every fine detail sentiment stamp does as fine a job as this particular one does. I'm quite impressed. I'm going to adhere this heart
right on that tag, and we're going to add a little more of that red and white twine, and that will complete this tag also. I like to make a loop with my tags, with my string. I go from back to front, pull the ends through, and then I tie a knot right above the top of the tag. And then you can tie your tag onto your package, you can tape it on, you can do whatever you need to do. You can even tie a knot on it later. Here are 3 different sets of pillow box and tags that all kind of coordinate. This last set I did not film. I used some pattern paper from my stash and did more heat embossing with the same sentiment and the same circle die. I hope you liked this sneak peek video. Let me know which of these projects you enjoyed the most. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, now would be a great time. And if you are interested in any of the product, I will have them listed in the description box below. They won't be clickable until they're live next week. Here are a couple more videos I thought you might enjoy. Until next time, bye-bye.